Well, there you are. It was a little out of focus. Welcome to Zen Fits here in Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the world, where everything fits, or nothing fits. Anyway, the title of this talk is The Wild Women of Gunn, G-U-N-N, The Wild Women of Gunn. In Killing Eve, there was one chapter, one episode where this wild woman named Gunn had lived on her own island, and she was an assassin who was totally wild. And she had her own island. And she lived there with her sheep, kind of like the Cyclops. And Villanelle went there and decided to stay. It would be home. Till she realized that Gunn, this wild woman of Gunn, wanted to possess her. So she ran. Catch me if you can. And then Eve came onto the island. And Gunn attacked her, and Eve put out her eyes, just like Odysseus put out the eye of the Cyclops. And they escaped. Anyway, the point is that when I started, when I discovered a very large Killing Eve Facebook group, I started writing my posts on it, my good news, my visions, my viewpoints, yay! And I was attacked viciously by women who resented my viewpoints, my point of view. And I realized, and they were criticizing me, not for the content, but because I was a man, my male point of view. My male, and I said, I have good intentions. I have good intentions. Why are you mad at me? Why do you want to kick me off your island? Passionately they were, and not just one, but many. And I began to realize that the arrogance of the male point of view is not evident to the male, but very much to the women. Very much to the women. And so here's Villanelle, the first female lesbian role model that was, I think it's becoming a cult, a love affair. And of course, I love Villanelle too. I even just created a screensaver with it. Pictures. I write all the time. It's inspiring. And yet I have the male point of view. And so it's kind of like Black Lives Matter. So the blacks hurt. They have a pain from the social gendering, the social racialing, the social prison of being subhuman, of being not quite ready for prime time, the social engineering where you are secondary in the tandem, never in the lead, but always a support, you see. And so with Black Lives Matter, it was like a Black Lives Matter. And what did the arrogance of the whites say? All lives matter. All lives matter. Which is dismissing the hurt. And so I was doing the same thing. In the sense that the women have a viewpoint of Killing Eve that matters. My viewpoint matters. Passionate about it. I mean, this is a love affair, and that matters. I am Villanelle. And I would come in with my more general, abstract, wider viewpoint, which was kind of like, unintentionally, of course, dismissing their viewpoint. Say, well, all viewpoints matter. All viewpoints are equal, you see. And so I wrote a letter today to the wild women of Gunn, apologizing for intruding with good intentions onto their island, where finally they were free from the man. Finally, you see. Thanks for dropping in.